Hey, Milena. Okay, we've made a few adjustments. So this is your first practice. And I'll just ask that you find yourself sitting in a comfortable seated posture, either kneeling or cross-legged. Go ahead and close down your eyes and just place one hand on top of your chest and one hand on top of your belly. It's really important when you arrive, even if for a short practice, that you take time to transition from wherever you've been before this into the present moment. So just begin to follow the breath in through the tip of the nose and out through the tip of the nose. Using that inhalation to bring your attention inward. Using the exhalation to let go of any other distraction. You might like to count the length of your inhale, not searching for a specific number, but just observing how long am I breathing in. Working towards breathing out or exhaling the same length. Take 2 more full rounds of breath in your own time. Simply observe. And when you're ready, we're going to begin just simply lying on our belly. Now this is the posture that I'd like you to practice each time before you begin any exercise. It's a great one to begin your day with as soon as you wake up in the morning. You're lying on your belly with your hands wider than the mat, high on the tips of the fingers. You really want to exaggerate elbows pointing up to the ceiling. Rest your forehead down. Relax the sides of the neck. And as you breathe in, really lightly, gently lift the forehead and the chest up. And as you breathe out, simply resting them back down. Now, these first few repetitions, you don't want to feel like your back muscles are doing any work. You want to feel just a gentle mobilizing of your spine. And we're also helping to massage those discs back into place, especially after a long night's sleep. Then you might start to gradually increase, lifting just a little bit higher, broadening the collarbone and opening the chest. Doing your best to continue moving with your own breath, your inhale to lift and the exhale to lower. Let's try just one more. Great. Hands underneath the shoulders, press back to the knees. We're going to take a variation of child's pose. So knees are together, hips to the heels. Take your hands across to the right side of the mat. Left hand on top of right hand, and then simply rest the left side of your head on the left upper arm. Keep drawing both hips backward and breathing in nice and deeply into that left side of your body. Relaxing into the shoulders, softening into the neck. Slowly lifting ahead and walking the hands across to the other side now. Right hand on top of left hand, resting the side of the head onto the upper arm. Checking back in with the length of the inhale, becoming equal with the length of the exhale. And slowly returning back to the center, we're going to come up onto our knees. So this practice today will be done all along the long side of your mat. So you'll start high on to the knees, and then simply bring the hands in front of your mat, hands underneath the shoulder. Take your right leg out to the right side, the right foot is flat. The whole right leg straight and the left knee under the left hip. Inhale and stretch the right arm right up to the side. And then as you exhale, stretch it underneath the left armpit. Twist the spine, look to the left. As you're inhaling, reaching back up as you're exhaling, feeling that nice gentle twist of the spine and a nice stretch behind that right shoulder blade. Just one more like this. As you're exhaling, reaching just a little further to the left side, feel that stretch in your inner right thigh. Return the right hand flat, and then press both hands away from the floor. Feel that the hips are level, and then slide the right arm down the right leg as you reach the left arm up and gently over to the right side. Stay here for a few deep breaths in. Not putting any weight or pressure into this right hand. Just feeling for a little space along this left side of your body. Relaxing in the neck, releasing in the jaw, and then slowly peeling yourself back up. And you're going to turn your right toes out and bend your right knee. Again, we want to feel that the two hips are square along this long edge of our mat. And then the right knee is actually pulling backwards towards your baby toe side. Start to lunge down into that right knee. And then you might like to place your right elbow onto the right thigh. And again, stretch that left arm up and overhead. Now, depending on the day, you might like to stay and hold, or you might like to take some big circles with that left arm. Rolling through the shoulders, maybe even rolling through the head and the neck if you'd like. Whatever feels better for you each time you come to the practice. Let's reach all the way up. Roll that left arm back. One big stretch. And then simply. Let's come back to high kneeling. So place the right knee down. Sit forward from the hips and both hands flat. Set your left leg out to the left side. The whole left foot is flat. Deep breath to stretch your left arm up, pressing down through the right palm. And exhale to stretch across through to the right side. You'll repeat twice more. Not worrying too much about how far down this left shoulder gets, but rather, are we able to wrap the rib cage through? Get a little bit more rotation in the spine. Nice, full, deep breath, guiding each and every one of your movements today. Place this left hand flat, push the floor away, and we're back. Level hips, left down, right up. And as you reach the right arm up, try gluing it to the right ear, sliding the left hand down the left side. Giving yourself just a few deep breaths right here. Allowing yourself to create a little bit more space down the right side. One. Slowly coming back up. Turn the left toes out, bend the left knee. Again, try pulling this left hip forward as you pull the left knee back. Opening up space in inner thighs and groin. Bend deeply into the left knee. Left elbow onto the left thigh. And then this right arm will either reach up and stay, stretching away from the right knee, or you might like to take those big circles. I like to allow the head, the neck to sort of follow the hand. Just releasing any tension around the neck and the tops of the shoulders. Wherever you are, let's stay for just 2 more breaths. Wonderful. Should be starting to really loosen up by now. This time, as you come up, I want you to place your hands down on the floor. We'll just slide the left foot in a little bit, and now step the right foot in. So the toes are turning slightly out to the side, and you're coming into that little squat or malasana. Really important that the feet stay flat and that we let the hips fall straight down. Now, it's okay if the heels feel like they're lifting up. Take your feet wider or lift your hips higher. You might like to use your forearms or your elbows on the inside of the knees to push the knees open. Now, you stay right where you are. Just going to flip around from the side so you can see. We want to work towards a really tall, long spine, like your spine is leaning back. Hips are dropping down and top of the head is stretching up. Now don't worry if this feels a little bit uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable for most of us. Let's stay here for one more full breath. Exhale, see if you can sink those heels and hips just a little deeper. And then we release. Hands to the floor. Turn the heels open, and you might need to take your feet a bit wider now. We're going to keep the hands quite a bit in front of us, but we want to be able to get the legs straight as well as the spine straight. You stay where you are. I'm just coming from the side again. More important that we keep the spine really long than it is to get really low, but with a round spine. Okay, so hands out in front. Feel like the heels are quite light. Okay, and let's keep our left hand. Fingertips could be on a block, on a cushion, but it could be reaching all the way down to the floor, right underneath the face. You're going to reach this right arm all the way up. Now think about stacking the whole right shoulder on top of the left shoulder. Don't worry if the arm is a little bit in front of you. Roll the right shoulder more on top of the left. Feel for both legs staying straight and the spine really long. Let's stay for one more breath in, opening up right side chest. And then exhale, float the right hand down. Feet are grounded, legs are straight. Right hand stays, and we take left arm up. Now, if it doesn't feel good in the shoulder, it's a little strong on either side here. You can always just place the hand onto the hips, because our intention is to stack the shoulder on top of the other, rather than worrying about stretching the arm. Let's stay just one more full breath in. And then gently release it down. Now, I want you to take the hand even further out in front of you. Again, I'll go from the side. So it feels like you're reaching forward, stay really high on the fingertips, and then let your chest and your head fall through. It's okay if there's a little bend in the knees. This is like an extended downward facing dog. So you'll feel a tension in your underneath the armpit, certainly in the backs of the legs. It's okay if your heels feel like they're lifting up, but try to shift the weight back to keep the heels down. You're here just one more breath. And then begin to walk the hands in. Now I want you to stay in this forward fold for at least 3 more breaths. It does not matter how far down you are, but rather a long side waist, a long spine, and straight legs. You're here now, Milena, for 2 more breaths. Final breath is here. Let us inhale, look forward, extend the spine. Exhale, hands to the hips, elbows close together, and then inhale up to stand. Great. Now from here, arms reach wide to the sides in line with your shoulders. Right toes turn to the right side. Hips are level to begin. Stretch your right arm and shoulder away to reach out over the right toes. Then start to hike this left hip a little bit back. Great. The right fingertips just reach down towards the right shin, left fingertips towards the ceiling. So it's, again, not about how far down we go, but rather how much length can we get in our side waist, in spine, and our legs and arms. Try rolling that left shoulder back on top of the right shoulder. You have just one more breath. Good. Now look down to your right big toe. Bring the left hand down with you. So you might need to bend this right knee a bit and step the left foot in a bit closer. We're going to turn the left toes so they're facing towards this corner edge of your mat. And now try to square both hips up to the short edge of the mat. Your hands might need to be placed on 2 blocks. You could place them on your right shin or both on your hips. It doesn't matter where the hands are. We're feeling for 2 level hips, 2 straight legs, and 1 long spine. We're going to stay for another 2 full big breaths. You plug into both feet. Strong. 1 more big breath. Good. Now inhale, look forward, strong legs. Exhale, hands hip, elbows close together. Inhale, peel yourself all the way up. Exhale, turn forward. Reach the arms out, big long stretch. Left toes turn to the left side. And then start to extend your left armpit like it would stretch over top of your left foot. Right fingertips stretch back. When you feel yourself unable to go any further, forward, longer, then just wiggle your left hand down, reach your right arm up. Feel that space that you're creating with the reach. Left hand reaching away from right fingertips. Right ribs dropping down. Left sideways long. 2 more full, really deep breaths in. Complete breath out. 1 more here. Great. Looking down, turn your left foot. Right hand comes down. And again, you might need to bend this left knee. We'll step your right foot in a little bit closer and turn the right toes so they face towards the front corner. So in order to square the hips up, you'll have to roll outer left hip backwards, inner right groin forward. Again, hands on block or on your shin, resting on your hip. More important to keep that spine long, the chest pulling forward, the ribs pulling forward away from the top of the hip. And let's check back in. Are we able to keep a steady flow of breath in and out that's equal in its length, its depth, its duration? Take just 1 more breath. And then we release. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, hands hips, elbows squeeze. Inhale, come all the way back up. And exhale, release. Just bring your feet a little bit closer, about hip distance apart. I'm going to try to face on from the side, just so that you can see. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up. Hinge forward from the hip. Now our first variation, you're going to hold onto your ankle. It does not matter how much your knees are bent, but I want you to feel your hands pulling up on your ankle. Extend your spine like you're doing a cobra pose. Stretch your chest forward. And then keep pulling with the help of the hands on the ankles to tip forward so the top of the head faces the top of the feet. Pulling up with the hands will help you to drop the head down. As always, more important to keep your spine really long. So if you feel your spine getting quite round here, bend the knees more. Stick the chest forward more. Don't worry about dropping the head. Now you have the choice to stay right here, hands fixed to ankles, or place your fingers behind your back, press your palms, and let your knuckles start to follow this forward overhead. Make sure the palms stay pressing and there's a real softness to the elbows. They're not going to lock up. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders here. You have 1 more full breath in. Complete breath out. Feel yourself releasing all of that tension. Hands down to the floor. And one at a time, you'll just lower the knees down. Good. Give yourself a nice deep breath and reach both arms up. Exhale, simple twist over to the right side. Inhale back up. And exhale, a simple twist over to the left. Go ahead and remove the legs. Put them up in front of you. Give them a bit of a shake up. Good. We'll take just 1 big breath all the way up. Stretch as far forward as you can. Keep the belly drawn in. And then slowly roll your spine back up. sitting nice and tall. Hands will come just a little bit behind you. Bend your left knee so the left foot's flat, and you'll place your right ankle on top of the left thigh. So the closer you can bring this left foot in, the more stretch you'll start to feel in the outer right hip. Lift up the chest, push the right knee forward, keep the right ankle flat. We're only going to stay for another full breath in. Walking side. When you're ready, right foot back down to the floor, left ankle on top of right thigh. Bringing that right foot in as close as you can. Try drawing the left knee a bit forward. Use the help of the hands to lift the chest, almost like your spine is arching. You have just one more breath. Great. Now release the left foot down and give your knees a drop from side to side, like windscreen wipers. Just releasing any tension left in those hips and lower spine. And then bring yourself to sitting nice and tall. A full deep breath in with the arms to reach. A complete breath out to release into the throat. Inhale, both arms up, head back. Exhale, release the hands, relax the shoulders, chin to the front. Last big breath up. Palms meet, guide them down in front of your heart. Then full bowing inward to yourself. And namaste. Well done today, Milena. This is a perfect practice for your whole body.